Hello Dino Peeps! The Gigantoraptor is finally here, and if you want to know what's up with this giant chicken, then this video is perfect for you. We'll delve into how to tame it, what you can do with it, and its role in the ARK gameplay. Currently, the Gigantoraptor is integrated into the game as a mod, but it's only a temporary solution until the center arrives. However, we don't have a date for the center yet, and if you're watching this video later, just ignore the specific details around the island. The Gigantoraptor shares spawns with the Thericinos. This means they generally spawn everywhere on the map, except the snow. So they're not particularly rare. The biggest issue that you will probably face is that most places where they spawn are cluttered with bases, especially on full servers. It's a bit of a problem on our server right now. On my empty test server with no structures, I managed to have at least 12 parent-baby pairs spawning. The Gigantoraptor spawns either as a male or female with a baby in a nest. The baby has the same stats as the parents, but doesn't necessarily have the same gender. If you want to tame the baby, you can choose between three methods. The long way, where you distract the parent and sneak into the nest. The cheesy way, where you trap the parent in a cage and then tame the baby. And the third way, where you adopt the baby. I'll show you the first and the last methods because I think the cheesy way does not require a lot of extra guidance. Take some fertilized eggs and a full ghillie suit. Without it, the parent will see you right away and kick you out of the nest. The hardest part is finding the Gigantoraptor. They're often hidden in deep, dense forest, and it takes some effort to locate them. If you see a nest, first check if the baby is still in there. Sometimes it dies, leaving the parent alone. If the baby is near the nest, sneak close to it while still within sight of the parent and drop the fertilized eggs. Also make sure they are not eggs that could hatch in the wild because temperatures fit in that location. Once the parent stares at the eggs, it will start its feeding animation. And then sneak into the nest and prompt to hide in the nest. You just have to press E. Once you've hidden in the nest, it triggers the baby's mechanics to come into the nest and greet you joyfully and perform an animation. It's one of 3 different animations, and you need to quickly press the right key to match the correct animation. Depending on the taming speed and the level of the animal, you may need to do this several times. Each time, make sure the parent is distracted when you return to the nest, but the cooldown between the different taming animations is relatively short. Once you successfully copied all the emotions and tamed the baby, you can simply cryo it and take it with you. But once you have an adult Gigantoraptor and you are looking for the nests with it, you can simply adopt the babies from the nests. To do this, kill the parent and use the baby call with C. You will then get a prompt to claim the baby when you're riding the Gigantoraptor. However, keep in mind that it's often better to regularly tame the baby, because if the baby spawned after the last server restart, it won't get any extra levels, just like regular dino babies. I was lucky here. At home, you can then raise the babies with meat and berries. Now to the functions of the Gigantoraptor. Its saddle comes with 2 pockets, or rather smaller baskets. They can hold either 2 dino babies or 2 eggs. The dino babies must be either the same level as the Gigantoraptor or lower. The eggs can be any level. Eggs are incubated in the baskets and the babies are fed. If you hatch the eggs, the babies will drop next to the Gigantoraptor if they are too high level. Otherwise, they will remain in the saddle, and this allows you to hatch eggs on the go and then take care of the babies outside of your base. But this also means that the game wants you to have high-level Gigantoraptors, either through leveling or mutating. The Gigantoraptor does not imprint your babies, but it re-rolls their imprint once if you do not have the food it requires. The new imprint could be anything, but so far I've been very lucky and I've got cuddling and wandering mostly, but it also wanted meat jerky once after re-rolling. In addition to the normal imprint, you can also imprint your babies onto an adult Gigantoraptor. This makes sense if you are raising animals for raids or boss fights. Imprinted babies get 10% damage resistance and deal 5% more damage when they are near their adoptive parents. The adoptive mother or father also gets the damage and an experience boost. Since the numbers on my Gigantoraptors are quite odd, I think they add up with more babies, but I couldn't reproduce it reliably, so if you have more infos, let me know. But how do you get the extra imprint on the Gigantoraptor? First, the baby has to sit in the small nest of the saddle, and then you'll get an indicator either on the left or the right of your hotbar. It indicates whether the baby wants to rest or wants to go hunting. If it wants to go hunting, a red marker appears on a wild dino in your vicinity. If you kill it within a certain time window, you'll get a +1 on the bonding between parent and baby. The number of stages it needs depends on the baby's level. The levels of the animals you have to kill also depend on the animal's level. This means you might have to wander around a little bit once you have mutated your animals high enough. Once bonding is complete, you will get this indicator. I couldn't find anything about what it exactly does, but I saw it slowly runs out and you will deal a little bit more extra damage for each stage it has. If you found out more about it, let me know in the comments. Once the animal is full grown, you have an extra ability. You can pluck feathers from them. 1 per real-life day. These feathers increase the chance of getting a good stat in mating. You put the feather into the inventory of the female before mating and it will be used up. The chance to get the better stat is 55% without a feather. The best feather can give you 75%. You can only use 1 feather per mating and the feathers are tied to specific stats. If you have a larger group of Gigantoraptors, you can boost your mutations a little bit more, because if the chance of getting the better stat is higher, it also means that you might get the better mutation stack and therefore a potential mutation on the right stack. And if this is too complicated for you right now, you should check out my mutation guide where I explain to you what mutation stacks are and how they work. But in short, feather good, feather never bad. But the Gigantoraptor is not only interesting for breeders. It's a fast mount, relatively easy to get. The saddle is unlockable at level 69, nice. But it can also be found in yellow drops that open at level 45. The raptor can farm wood, berries, meat and thatch. And sometimes it's a bit annoying because you quickly get overloaded if you don't turn off farming when you go hunting with the babies. Overall, I find the Gigantoraptor relatively well done. It's not too strong and OP and it fits perfectly into the gameplay niches that existed. But how do you like the Gigantoraptor? Have you got one yet? Let me know in the comments.